You've seen it, touched it, maybe even used it. Can you guess what it is? Porcelain! Spread across the globe but born in China, it's a testament to centuries of Chinese ingenuity that left a lasting mark on the world. But how did simple clay transform into a global symbol of prestige and innovation? When one of you suggested this topic, we knew it was the perfect story to explore, especially after we received so much interest in China's 4 great inventions. In part 1, we'll take you through the fascinating history of porcelain, uncover why it became the elite's treasure and what we can learn from it. Got a topic you'd love us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below, and now let's dive in. In ancient China, the dream of creating the perfect vessel seemed impossible, until one day, it wasn't. Let's begin where it all started. Long before porcelain, ancient Chinese artisans worked with earthenware for thousands of years. These low-fired ceramics were sturdy and served practical purposes like storage and cooking. However, they were dull and lacked beauty and refinement. Not until the Shang dynasty in 1646 BC, artisans developed stoneware, which was fired at higher temperatures above 1200 degrees Celsius. Stoneware was much harder, denser, and more water-resistant compared to earthenware. It soon became widely used among common households. Stoneware is often referred to as primitive porcelain by historians, because it shares qualities that are also hallmarks of porcelain. However, it lacked porcelain's unique combination of thinness, translucency, and pure white aesthetic. More importantly, the development of stoneware laid the groundwork for the advanced firing techniques and material experimentation that led to the discovery of the first porcelain. As such, it is considered the earliest form of porcelain. But who exactly was behind this incredible invention? Legend has it that in the Eastern Han dynasty, a humble potter named Liang worked tirelessly in his dimly lit workshop. His dream for years was to create a material as radiant and flawless as jade, the prized stone of emperors and sages. Day after day, he shaped clay with aching hands, his kiln glowing with a fierce, unrelenting fire. But jade's glossy perfection seemed forever beyond his reach. One fateful day, a terrifying storm brewed over the village. In his haste to finish firing a batch of clay, Liang stoked the flames hotter than ever before. The fire roared with an almost divine intensity. He peered inside, expecting to see his usual dull, fragile pots. Instead, his heart stopped. There it was, a vessel like none he had ever seen. The clay had transformed into something extraordinary. It shimmered with a soft, translucent glow, as if it held the light of the moon within its walls. When it cooled down, it remained solid, strong yet impossibly light and delicate. And so porcelain was born. From that day forward, the discovery of porcelain spread across the empire, enchanting emperors, artisans, and traders alike. Some said it was pure luck. Others whispered that Liang had been guided by the spirits of the kiln. But one thing was certain. This magical material was about to captivate not just the emperor, but an entire empire. But how did something so delicate and rare become so irresistible to the Chinese elite? In Chinese culture, beauty and harmony are deeply valued. When primitive porcelain stoneware was discovered, the wealthy demanded them to be more than just daily use, but also for ancestral worship and burial rituals. They wanted something symbolizing their high social status and a spiritual connection with the gods. To meet this demand, artisans began adding intricate designs, glazes, and decorations to the stoneware, gradually transforming these once dull pieces into arts. During the Eastern Han dynasty, artisans were able to create even more complex, stunning, and translucent patterns. Porcelain soon became a popular medium for expressing aesthetic ideals, spiritual beliefs, and social status. Symbolic motifs such as dragons, phoenixes, or lotus flowers were often found on fine porcelains, representing deeper cultural and philosophical significance. The height of porcelain production occurred during the Tang dynasties in 618–907 CE and Song dynasties in 960–1279 CE. During this period, Chinese emperors and aristocrats heavily patronized its creation, using imperial kilns to produce exquisite items for the court. These pieces were used exclusively in imperial ceremonies or given as gifts by the emperors to showcase their prestige. Want to hear a fascinating fact? It was said that certain porcelain colors like sacrificial red, a vibrant red glaze, were so challenging to produce that they were reserved exclusively for the emperor, symbolizing power and authority. Anyone else possessed porcelains with this color could face severe punishment. Porcelain, having become an art form and a status symbol, reflects a remarkable cultural sophistication, turning it into one of the most enduring legacies of Chinese craftsmanship. Now imagine if you lived in the Tang dynasty. How would you use porcelain in daily life? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's see what creative ideas we can uncover. What can we learn from this great invention? For centuries, artisans had to endure countless failures before perfecting this delicate craft. Instead of giving up, they persisted. In our daily life, we too face challenges that require continuous effort and persistence. Remember, even when things don't go as planned, we should remember that success often comes after overcoming repeated failures. The key is to keep trying, learning, and improving. The attention to detail involved in making porcelain also inspires us to value craftsmanship in our daily work, no matter the field. Whether we're crafting a product, working on a project, or pursuing personal growth, it's the dedication to quality and precision that sets the exceptional apart from the ordinary, especially in today's fast-moving world. Quality always outweighs quantity. Porcelain's journey was just beginning. Porcelain's delicate allure would soon expand outside China and captivate the world, sparking a trade frenzy like nothing else. In Part 2, we'll uncover how Western nations poured their silver fortunes into acquiring China's white gold and how it forever shaped global trade. Curious how porcelain went from an imperial luxury to a global obsession? Subscribe, activate the bell, and stay tuned for Part 2.